What is going on, guys? This is Miasin. So today I wanted to make a video on a deck that I think is extremely good, a little unexplored at the moment, even though I have seen some people consider it and talk about it and even play it. And it is Voiceless Melodious, so it's a combo deck, but it still has the ability to play a bunch of hand traps. It has like all the properties of the regular Voiceless voice deck. You're not playing a really big Melodious package. It's really just 8 cards in your main deck, and the extra deck doesn't really matter because, you know, Voiceless voice. It has such a loose extra deck. You can afford to play like 9 cards just for one engine and get away with it. Today I wanted to show you guys some combos as well as deck profile, but before we go any further, first things first, smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. And also bear with me for this video because my voice is completely destroyed, as you can easily tell. I've been sick for the past couple of days, and you know, I still have to make daily videos because, you know, that's what I do. With that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, refrain 1 card combo, and it gets even better because in the combo you draw a card, and if that card is, you know, Novox or even Diviner or something else, you can take advantage of it even further. Anyways, we're going to be searching the Concerto and then scale that, and then search your you're gonna search the couplet and then scale that, and then search the Concerto and then fuse using monsters from the hand, field, and pendulum skill. So it's a really good card. And then the Baka will be going Chilling Koan to summon from the deck, and then Chilling 2 and 3 your pendulum skills. So summon the second refrain, and then refrain Foolish Effect, target your fusion, send the third and final refrain. This does matter because Baka only revives back from the graveyard. You really want to have as many refrains as possible in circulation so that when you pendulum summon, it's going to be a lot of cards from your extra deck. Anyways, link off into any link 2, it really doesn't matter too much because we're going to be link climbing. And then go Chilling 1 Baka, revive back the refrain from the grave that we just foolish with the other refrain, because yes, it's kind of like how Fenrir can search Fenrir. And we're going to be going Chilling 2 Concerto, so shuffle itself, well, put itself back on the bottom of the deck and then draw 1 card. And assuming they do draw something like Novox, or we already have it, it doesn't really matter if you have a lot of normal summons because Novox and Refrain, they don't really clash too much. You always start with the Melodious package. Anyways, now we're going to be linking off into Exceed the Pendulum and then recycle back the Refrain from the extra deck and then special summon it and then link off into Appaloosa, and then we can pendulum summon, but we cannot pendulum summon the Novox because it is level 1 and this is skill 1, but we still have a way to special summon it from the hand. So we're going to be overlaying for Starring Knight. This is a generic rank 4 that allows you to special summon a light monster from the hand by detaching material. And then we're going to be summoning the Novox, and of course on summon, we get our search for, well, the activation, or rather the placement of Barrier, even better because it bypasses Anti-Spell. Not it matters because these cards would lose out to Anti-Spell anyways. Yeah, search the Saphira, and then search the Skull Guardian, and then Ritual Summon, Chilling 1 Skull Guardian to search, Chilling 2 Novox summon back, and we're going to be searching for Saphira for next turn, really, or it could be anything, could be another Novox, could be Saravis. It really does depend on what you already have in your hand, you know, for the other cards. But yeah, very simple for the first combo. Let's get into combo number 2 now. Alrighty, so one single Ostinato does a lot, even if you don't have any Voiceless voice cards. But if you do draw like anything really with Concerto, or you already had something else, then it gets even better again. But yeah, summon the Baka using 2 refrains from the deck, and then summon the third refrain, search the couplet, and when that is searched, it has an effect to revive back a Melodious from the graveyard. So far this is 3 summons. This combo completely destroys Nibiru, and either way, post game 1, everybody is siding out Nibiru against you because even if it is the Melodious combo, Melodious Voices voice deck, it still doesn't lose to Nibiru for 1, and for 2, it's just a bad card. Like, you're actually happy if people side in Nibiru against you, but again, it doesn't matter. Anyways, search the Concerto with the couplet, and then fuse for the second Baka, and then place your 2 skills in the pendulum scale, and then overlay for Absolute. This is summon number 5, so if we get Nibiru, we're still floating with both Baka and Vortex. So yeah, at this point we summon the any link 2 really, and then go Chilling 1, Chilling 2, Chilling 3, so Baka effect revive back, and then Absolute summon Vortex, and also draw 1 card with the Concerto, and if it's a card like pre-prep, we can do a lot. So anyways, activate that, and then search your Skull Guardian as well as the Ritual, and then Exceed the Pendulum. The Vortex is still live because we have at least 1 Pendulum monster in the extra deck, and then Exceed the Pendulum summon, and we're going to be making an Appaloosa. So even when we Pendulum summon 2 monsters, the Vortex negations is no longer live because we no longer have a Pendulum monster, but we're still immune to Nibiru because of Appaloosa, so it really doesn't matter too much. But yeah, activate the Ritual spell using your 2 Ritual monsters. Another alternative play that I considered at first, and then I quickly realized it makes no sense, is going Gallant Granite, search Nibiru, and then use Nibiru as a ritual material, and that way you have an extra monster on the field. But The issue is that your materials are going to be going into the graveyard, and Vortex is not gonna be is not gonna have a live negation. So the monsters that you pendulum summon, you want to use them either as ritual or link material, otherwise it's not really worth it, or obviously as fusion material. Anyway, summon the Skull Guardian, and we still have our normal summon. So normal summon the Novox, and then place the barrier, and then search could be the trap card or Saphira if we really want to commit even more to the board, and then ritual summon into Seravis, Chilling Quan, revive back the Novox, and then we can make an even better board, so make Dynamundo, and on the opponent's turn, because we're safe from everything, we're safe from Call by the Grave, we're safe from DD Crow and Bestios because of Appaloosa and Vortex, and then we can get back the Seravis as well as the Novox into the trap card, and this is a lot of interruptions. We got Appaloosa for 2, which, by the way, our opponent can only attack our ritual monster, so this is actually a real Appaloosa. It's a scary card. And then 2 Omni Negates, a double pop, as well as a Solemn Warning, pretty much, off of practically nothing. So yeah, if people are relying on board breakers to beat this deck, it's not gonna work. You really, really need hand traps, and Nibiru is just not a good answer, so you need, you know, the small hand traps or cards like Jordan Logbird. That would be a little better. Anyways, that's it for the combos. Let's get into the deck profile now. Alrighty, so for the deck list, I'm playing 12 hand traps, as you can tell. I'm not playing Nibiru in the main deck because if you're only playing 12 hand traps with Nibiru, the maths are not in your favor because you have an 85% chance, if I recall correctly, to draw 1 hand trap, but the odds of drawing like 2 hand traps with only 12 would be like 50-something%, if I recall correctly. It's just not really good, and Nibiru is only good in combination with other hand traps, and it's not even good with like Mourner, and it's not even that good with Ash. It's decent with Veiler and Imperm, that's about it. Not even Imperm sometimes, like really just Nib Veiler is sometimes better, but it depends. But if you only have the space for 12 hand traps, I want to say this is probably optimal. So yeah, 3 Ash, 3 Mourner, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. For the ritual monsters, double Seravis, as well as 2 Skull Guardian. You could also play the Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon instead of the second Seravis, that also works. But with Seravis, you also get to play around your like Imperm, for example, on Refrain or Baka. So it's just it's basically an extra Call by the Grave / cross out that actually makes sense in your deck, whereas Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon, it's just a win more, I want to say. You don't really need it. It's just really good against Standby Dragon and Despia, obviously, because you negate the spell effect, but that's about it. Anyways, double Skull Guardian, obviously, the Blessing, which you can afford to side deck instead. You don't necessarily need to main deck this card. It's a good card, but it's not like an insane card. The trap card, on the other hand, you need. Even when you're going second, you should still keep this card in because obviously you can place it directly on the field face up with Novox, and then 1 Concerto and the 7 other Melodious cards. So 3 Ostinato, that's a 1 card combo, 3 Refrain, another 1 card combo, as well as the Couple. If you draw both Ostinato and Refrain, you go Ostinato first, and if your opponent ashes you, you give a big hug to your opponent because that's pretty much like him hand-looping himself. But if you don't get ashed, then it might hurt a bit because you're gonna have to start using the Refrains from the hand. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, 2 pre-prep, don't want to play 3, that's too much, and don't play pot cards in this deck. 2 Prayers, 3 Novox, 1 Seravis main deck monster, triple Saphira, as well as 3 Barrier. So yeah, 40 cards. Please don't try to play any more, it's not gonna work. You really need to play as many hand traps as humanly possible if you want this deck to still be good going second, but you still want it to have a lot of gas and, you know, make it push through hand traps and not have too many normal summons. So that's the reason why I have 3 Refrain, 3 Novox, but no Diviner and no Trias. It's better like that, I want to say. For the extra deck, Typhon, because it's good going second, of course. Starring Knight, in case, you know, you got the Refrain and the Novox. You can't pendulum summon the Novox, so you got a special summon with the Starring Knight. Baguska, it's a good card maybe if you get Shifted, I don't know. Appaloosa, Access Code, Dynamundo, always a good card. Breaking boards, or, you know, being the extra card that you can fetch on your opponent's turn with Novox. And then Lina for link climbing or whatever. SP Lone Knight and IP, that's off of the 1 card Ostinato combo. You're not always going to these cards, but you might as well have them in your extra deck. And then for the Melodious only cards, Exceed the Pendulum, Double Baka, Absolute, Vortex, and Meteor Burst that you can summon off of both Odd Eyes Absolute and Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon in case you play it. It's crazy how Odd Eyes cards have, you know, stayed relevant for so long. I mean, they first got printed in what, like 2015 or something? It's been almost 10 years and all of them almost like are still really good. So yeah, that's crazy. One of each card type too, huh? Xyz, Fusion, Synchro, Ritual. That's nuts. We don't have an Odd Eyes Link though, huh? Yeah, we need that. Unless I'm like stupid and there is randomly one, but I don't think so. Anyways, for the side deck, because this is, you know, I don't really have an idea section for that. There's not like infinite ways. I mean, there is like you can play like the Arch Nemesis Protoss with Shadows with Infernal Flame Banshee and Nemesis Flag. I just don't really think it's like a necessity. But yeah, 3 Nibiru as well as the 3 Bestials if you want even more Hatchaps post game 1. And then Caught by the Grave and Double Talents for going first. These are the strict going first cards. But it could also be like Anti-Spell or Different Dimension Ground, Symbol Archfiends, Dimensional Barrier, a lot of good going first cards. And then finally 3 Book of Eclipse so that you can deal with Purely, which is this deck's worst matchup. Going second, you really need a way to deal with the big kitty. And finally 3 Cosmic Cyclone just because it's a good card generically. That's it for this video. Again, I really apologize for the lack of voice. It is what it is. Hopefully things get, you know, things go better for me very, very soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.